Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Oliver Wiedmaier at Ollie underscore all caps on Twitter. Today, I'm going to be giving you a market review and give you a watch list for the upcoming trading week of June 6th through June 10th. So the first thing I look at when I do a market review is go over the number of stocks above their 50-day moving average and the number of stocks above their 200-day average. So here we can see about 23% of NASDAQ stocks are above the 200-day moving average. It does appear that we are headed in the right direction, but we are still nowhere near where we want to see as far as a bull market. So the number of 50-day, about 40% of stocks are above their 50-day. Likely the number of 50-day will start to increase, and then the 200-day will follow. Okay, and here we have the SPY. So you can see that on the daily, it's still in the red zone. This is my go, no go indicator that I developed on TradingView. We're in the red zone on SPY daily, the Qs daily, small caps daily, and mid caps daily, and then weekly for all four indices as well. Going back to SPY, we also will look at another indicator that I've developed. This is based off of Dr. Wish's indicator that he's created. Basically tracks the slower EMAs and the longer EMAs, and we can see on the SPY weekly that we have a gap between the slowest long EMA and the fastest slow EMA, which means that we definitely are in an environment that we need to be trading very cautiously. On the daily, it is turning up, which you can see that it turned up here. And it fell again. So just because it's turning up does not mean that it's going to keep going up, but at least we see some upward movement. Moving right along, we will look at how the moving averages are holding. It is holding the 21 EMA, but this is something interesting. So you can see that the SPY on Friday closed on the lower side. It's the inside day, but it's the lower side of this big, nice bullish candle. And then on the Qs, same thing. It closed right on the 21. But here's what's interesting. So IWM is the small caps, and they actually closed on the higher percent range from this higher, bigger green candle here. And the same thing with IWO mid caps. So this was interesting. So it looks like we can see from this that small and mid caps are maybe getting some attention from the institutions. So this is something we need to look at when we build our watch list. Speaking of our watch list, let's go ahead and jump over to Webull, and I will show you what I'm looking at. So this is my watch list. So this is CELH, Celsius. I did trade it from lower, but I sold out of it, and now I have a alert set somewhere in this area here. Let's see, 68.49, and I would likely take the trade if it can take out the high here at 70.30. But again, it would need some high volume, and the rest of the market will need to be progressing. But I do think that Celsius is a growth name that has some upward potential if it can hold this 200-day. GLNG, I like it if it can break this downtrend line here. I have an alert set. And I think it can break it around 26.5. I like that. It looks good on the daily, and on the weekly, you can see that it's closed above last week's high. So don't love this name, but don't love this pattern rather, but it is holding above this. It's holding above this low cheat, and it's sitting right under this previous high here. So I think if it can break through, you might have a chance to take out the 27.25. Go. This is a grocery outlet. Does not have group support, but it is showing some relative strength. I did trade it here when these two candles here. So I'm just going to watch to see if it's holding this flag. Probably won't trade it, but if it gets going and it starts taking out some of these candles, then maybe I will trade it. Lockheed. So we do see some shift in group strength. It's been oil for weeks and weeks and weeks, but we do see maybe some defense and possibly some other groups popping out. So that is something we need to be paying attention to. So for Lockheed, I would say Lockheed is weak, the lagger between Lockheed and Northrop, but I do have them both on my watch list. So for Lockheed, I have an alert set of the high of the day here, around 446.90. If he can take out probably this 452 area on some volume, and Northrop is acting well also with the group strength, maybe I'll enter that trade. LPLA, this is a financial, doesn't have much group strength, but it is consolidating right under here. So if it can take out this high here at 202, I probably might even take it as it takes out 200. But I don't hate that name. This is something I'm just watching to see how this kind of IPO turn is handling in this market. I had it on my watch over here, but it went out without me, so no big deal. But I will be watching to see how IPO turns are holding in this market, and if there's a retest, maybe I will take a small nibble. NFE hit that downtrend right on the money, and got sold into. So we'll see how this acts. There's a lot of names on this, but I am keeping this on my radar to see what's going on. NEX, a little late to the party on this, but I'm watching to see if breakouts are holding. So this is what's super important in this type of environment. We need to see if breakouts are holding or not. So if you have a name that's on a watch list and it breaks out, you don't have to trade it, but keep it on your watch list because we need to see if breakouts are holding or not. So I'm watching this to see if the breakout holds or not. Here's Northrop. Again, Northrop's already taken out this kind of lower cheat area. So we'll see. Keep it on my watch list. Could possibly reject the 489 and then retest this 475. And at that point, I would probably take it. BTU, I've traded this. I traded it from here, this kind of 3 days here. So I'm just watching to see if it can hold. If it can hold, will it take out the consolidation here around 26.74? PLAB, obvious strength. So we are going to keep this on our watch list and see if it can settle and form some sort of base. CRM, again, not trading this, but had this big gap up and is holding right above the 50-day. So I do want to watch if this can flag or base around the above the 50-day. Maybe there will be a trade there, but for now there is no trade. SFL, again basing out after this nice big run up here. This was a 20% move. Now it's flagging. So keeping this on my list. Whoops. To see if it holds. But typically I like a longer base. Let's look at it on the weekly. Typically I like a longer base. You know, this is the trade here. This is not the trade there. This is, yeah. So anyways, keeping this on my watch list to see how this works. TMUS, again, broke out without me. I was hoping for it to consolidate, but it didn't consolidate. So right now I'm just watching it to see if it continues the move or not. Any kind of retest on the 21, maybe I'll take it. VTNR, I do have a position in this name, seeing how this acts. Very small position at this point. I took a really large position, then I sold into it. WRB, kind of pulling back here after testing the 71.5 area. So I'm just watching to see what happens. Possible trade. If it can take out the 71.5 area. Now, shippers are setting up. Zim, definitely setting up really nice. I like it over 68.90. Really nice relative strength. Nice little base here. And again, this could really be a really big move, but the market will ultimately dictate whether it is a true market leader or not. If this can continue making higher highs, eventually taking out the 757, it will show the relative strength and it'll show the obvious institutional interest that a true market leader needs. So that's the watch list. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys have a good trading week. Be safe out there. Again, be cautious. You have to watch. This is something I just noticed. The 50 days actually declining. That's interesting. So keep an eye out on the SPY. Don't rush your trades. It is holding the 21. So if it loses this 21, you can kiss it goodbye. I'm holding this trend line here. But, we do have a declining 200, declining 50, declining 200 day moving average. So if it can hold and base out a little bit, take out the 50, I think we will have the next level of a key level of 442 area. If not, then we will be testing the low of the 380.5. Okay, thanks everybody. Follow me on Instagram, not Instagram, the other one, Twitter. Comment, do all that stuff. Later.